JavaScript. It's the language that powers pretty much everything you do online. From the simplest web pages to complex applications, it's crazy to think that what started as a way to validate web forms now runs behemoths like Facebook, Netflix, and Instagram. Over 98% of websites out there use JavaScript. What does any of this have to do with making a game? Well, recently I found myself with an itch to build something, but also to learn something new. And that got me thinking, how hard would it be to make a game in JavaScript? Especially with basically no prior game development experience. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. But first, what kind of game? I wanted something simple yet addictive. Something with a clear goal, but room for endless play. And that's when the idea for I Love Balls was born. Imagine a soccer ball where your only goal is just to juggle it with your mouse. Pretty simple, right? But there is a small twist where every time that you hit the ball, the hitbox gets smaller and smaller. Now, being the ambitious, slightly too confident person that I am, I started off the way that many do, trying to raw dog this from scratch. I opened up VS Code, created an index.html file, a style.css file, and a script.js file, and just started typing. My plan was just to make the ball bounce, but it turns out that doing that was actually harder than I thought, and I decided to look for a framework to use. Now, I knew there were big game development frameworks like Unity and Unreal, but I was looking for something specifically for JavaScript and something that would help me get started without a massive learning curve. And that's when I stumbled upon Phaser. Phaser is an HTML5 game framework that makes developing cross-platform desktop and mobile games easy. After doing a quick search, I found the Phaser development app. And what did I find? A ball juggling template. So I downloaded the template, opened it up, and finally, I saw what I needed to see. Real working code for ball physics. Gravity, velocity, collision detection. It was all there, laid out in a way that I could actually understand. I spent a good chunk of time just dissecting the code, understanding how the physics engine worked, and how the ball responded. After doing that for about 30 minutes, I was ready to jump into it. Now, with the Phaser template as my foundation, it was time to start adding my own unique twist to I Love Balls. The core mechanic, of course, was juggling. The template I had already had ball bouncing, but I needed to make it more responsive to mouse clicks. Doing that was pretty easy, but the first real challenge came when I was trying to shrink the hitbox. This was the core part of my game's progression. Every successful hit needed to make the ball just a little bit harder to hit. And so I implemented a function that after every 10 seconds, the hitbox would slightly reduce in size, making it harder to juggle. It's a subtle change at first, but after a few hits, you'll really start to notice. Now, what's a game without progression? Just juggling a ball indefinitely might be fun for a bit, but I wanted the players to have a reason to keep going, to strive for higher scores. And that's where the in-game economy came in. Every time you successfully juggle the ball, you earn $1. But what can you actually do with this money? Well, I envisioned a shop where players could spend their accumulated currency on different types of balls. There are cosmetic balls that look cooler with better animations, there are functional balls with different weights and bounce metrics, and there's even a ball that you can buy that doubles the amount of money that you get per click. And so I created a simple UI for the shop, linking it to the player's dollar account and then allowing them to purchase and switch between different balls. This added a whole new layer of motivation for me while I was playing the game. After this, I decided to add some power-ups to the game, where you can change the ball speed, delay the hitbox shrinking, and get a money multiplier as well. Once all these main features were built in, you needed to do something to help save the scores and track your progress. Imagine you spend an hour juggling the ball. The last thing that you want is for all of your progress to disappear when you close the browser. And so this is when I used Firebase for the first time. Firebase is a backend as a service from Google, and it made saving user data incredibly straightforward. I integrated Firebase authentication to allow players to create a username and save their progress to the cloud. This means that you can play I Love Balls on your desktop and then seamlessly pick it up from your phone or tablet with all of your dollars and unlocked balls right there waiting for you. I was too lazy to implement a password system, so don't share your username with anyone. Also, using Firebase's real-time database, I set up a simple high score system, so now you can track not only your own best, but you can see how you stack up against others. Beyond the core mechanics of the back-end integration, I spent a lot of time on the smaller details that make the game feel good. The physics, while starting from the Phaser template, needed a lot of tweaking. It was a delicate balance of trying to make it challenging but not impossible. And then I just needed to make the loss condition. And I Love Balls, it's simple. If the ball drops to the bottom of the screen, you lose. Game over. Lastly, I put in some music and sound effects. I found some royalty-free music and sound effects that were satisfying and implemented those into the game. Now, going into this, I truly had no idea what I was going to do, but now I really understand why people love JavaScript for game development. The process of taking a simple concept and building it piece by piece, and adding features like the streaking hitbox and the in-game economy, it was super rewarding and fun. If you're looking to get into programming, especially game development, and you don't know where to start, I totally recommend JavaScript and Phaser. Now, if you like this video, you might like my other video, where I learn web development skills by making a custom goal tracker app. I swear it's more fun than it sounds. I think that's it. See you later.